evening, folks. It is Wobbly Player Syndrome, episode 28, a Warhammer 40k podcast, brought to you by us, RLG. Real loud gamers. We do stuff. We like playing 40k, and we like rambling, and usually drinking beer at the same time. Hi, how is everyone? Today we have 5 of us. Calm down. Didn't say you. Alright, so we do have Safe for Work Mark.
Yes, hi.
We do have Isabel.
Hello.
And we, of course, Radio Mike.
Good morning, everyone.
And
Afternoon, evening, even.
Covers all time zones. We get listened to all over the world. And coming out of the dark, not safe for work, Mark. Welcome back.
Yeah, I figured I'd finally dig myself out of the depths and say something for once.
I would have been disappointed you didn't, considering Necrons are involved and you play Admech.
Yeah, I know. I'm building a Necron force, played by Admech, which are purple and renegade, but let's not go into that right now.
Yes, we'll talk about that later on. So I hope everyone's doing well. We're going to try and do our normal, regular stuff pretty quick, so if I ramble quicker than normal, it's fun. So, straight to it. Radio Mike, new releases, quick!
Well, we haven't had heaps, but we've got Engine War, which has kind of just come out, the new Psychic Awakening, which has got a lot of interesting stuff in it. There's a bunch of new AdMech stuff, the Tech Priest Manipulus, there's several different flyers called the Archaeopters, I think they're called.
That's right.
Not ornithopters? They haven't completely stolen
They
you?
look awesome.
No, they're not totally ripped off.
Their
They're-
trademark is pretty watertight.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like multiple different versions. I think it's a Fusilier, a Transvector, and a Stratoraptor. Then you've got the Cerberus guys. You've got the Sulphur Hounds and the Raiders.
The My Little Ponies!
Yeah, the Pony guys. And the Terraxil Sterilizers and Skystalkers, one of whom is surprisingly good in close combat, looking at their new rules.
That seems like a medical prescription.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Excuse me, you bend over and
Take
cough.
3 Pterodactyl and call me in the morning. And then we've got the new Warhammer Adventures Book 4.
We don't
for
worry
the
about that.
4K
Come on,
one
move on.
and the AOS one.
No, our kids love that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, mine really
Yeah,
love it.
mine
Actually.
also.
They're actually in my library at work. We've
Yeah.
got the first book in the school library. How funny is that?
That's good.
And we're getting pre-orders coming up in next weekend for War of the Spider, Fabius Bile, and the new Blackstone Fortress.
I'm looking forward to that one because it's got my death card. So, the Engine War had what in it? Quickly.
That was like
Titans, Mechanicus,
Admech Knights, Chaos Knights. Mostly.
Yeah.
And Chaos Demons.
Demons, yeah.
Oh yeah, there was demons
That's right.
too.
Big
Because I was
whole
talking about the
section of
Exalted
Slaanesh.
Demons earlier today, wasn't I?
Yeah, there's a big whole section of Slaanesh in there too.
Yeah, they put all the new stuff in there
Yeah.
that's not in everywhere else.
I
And the
just
narrative
found-
was pretty good with it.
What was that?
The narrative was pretty good, how they talked about the enslaved demonic traits that were done by the corrupted Admech. So it was really nice, actually. I actually got into the narrative for once.
Yeah, well, I haven't done that, so there you go. I got so
Right.
excited about getting through everything, I didn't actually talk about what we're talking about today. How good is that? So 2
we
weeks
can leave
ago-
it as a surprise.
It's a mystery!
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, your message comes up on the screen. Everyone records that, Isabel. So if you want to be subtle, that doesn't
No,
work.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
No,
I'm looking at the bloody screen.
no, it comes up on my screen, which is the pitch that gets recorded.
Why don't you have 2 screens?
So,
Come on.
We are here.
What year is it?
We do our monthly episodes clearly. This month just happened to fall 2 weeks after the big announcement of 9th edition is on its way from Games Workshop. I just happened to be awake at 11 o'clock at night to do the announcements. And
I think a few of us were.
yeah,
I wasn't.
I actually did a stream to get live reactions, so that was interesting.
I was drunk. Sorry.
That's fine.
I
You
was-
don't have to be drunk. Sorry about that.
Doing the same thing.
So we're going to look at that big announcements, and there's been a lot of stuff that's come out since then. We'll have a look at that too, and you'll judge if we're excited. If and as the title of the episode is called, "Can our handle wallets it?" Can our wallet?
How many has he
handle
got?
it? It's on my first. I will slow it down.
Breathe, Greg. Breathe.
We all know it's exciting that 9th is coming.
It is. It's very exciting. We all knew it was coming.
Just as
but they're finally coming.
it's exciting that anyone's coming, really. But
Yeah. Who doesn't love when you're coming?
I'm a little
Oh,
concerned that you like me coming.
Fuck,
It's a
bro.
bit weird. So we've done a new release. That's good. Well done, Michael. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that.
It's cool. It's what I do.
So we're moving into our hobby progress. We asked beforehand if anyone had actually done any hobby progress. There wasn't a lot of feedback. So, though, Not Safe for Work Mark has done some. And you'll see some of his work in the bottom left corner of the screen.
And I think we should have a standing ovation.
No, we can't be struck in the crotch.
I know, and I'm not wearing pants. That's why I didn't stand up.
Yeah, build something. Actually decided to finally put some effort into some of the older Necron figures that I got. So got off my ass and painted a Cryptek spider. Totally useless. Well, I've now that I've read on it with the way I actually played the Necrons. But I thought I'd build a model. That was a little bit of fun. Absolute turd to build. So I know how you've gone with the Death Guard with all those spiky, pointy little bits digging into your fingers and not fun. And got off my ass and actually started building some of the AdMech figures that I've got and spent a fortune on already. And built myself what was it? It was an Iron Strider Ballistari. So half pony with guns, if you'd call it.
Call them chicken legs.
Yeah, they're kind of fun. Go kabooey. But happy with it on the sheer fact that I stumbled across a way to make metal look weathered and rusted. So
You left it outside overnight by accident.
yeah, let the dog chew on it. Hey, Michael. But another little technique I found that's worked for me, and I've now got a theme for what I want to push through for the rest of the AdMech.
Awesome. That's awesome. And Michael, you said you painted some stuff.
Yeah, I built a couple of demons slowly, and I was like, I need to start forcing myself to paint Goliaths again. So I sat down and knocked out a couple more of my Goliaths, and I was like, yeah, now there's just 2 more out of that gang to paint. And then my dog ate one of the 2 that I painted. So it's like,
Oh dear.
So it was literally 2 steps forward and 1 step back in terms of painting Goliaths.
There still was only one, not all of them.
Yeah.
Yes, he just grabbed one and ran off with it.
Kids, dogs,
Oh,
they're
dear.
dangerous.
Yeah, so that's all the painting. My hobby progress is I bought a lot of stuff. But in my defense, I bought a lot of stuff before everything went off the shelf. So when everything came back, it just arrived all at the same time. I went, oh
Yeah.
shit. That's great. So now I have
Stuff.
2,000 points of Death Guard to paint.
Well, considering the price of things now, I wish I hadn't done that, because those AdMech My Little Ponies are not cheap.
No, there was a price rise, unfortunately, at the 1st of June. That didn't help either. I did notice it was most of the older stuff, most of the old Marines, not any of the Primaris stuff. So it was interesting. But if you do look around online, I won't promote anyone at the moment because they're not giving us any money. You can find some decent deals. See me afterwards.
Oh, I will.
That sort of deal.
See me in the car park afterwards. I've got lots of deals.
Have I got a deal
What
for
you
you?
do for me.
Oh dear.
So, some of the social distancing restrictions have started to be loosened up. We actually are allowed to have other people in the house. That's not family. Still can't get rid of the family that's in the house, but that's not the point. Who's had some battle reports? Michael, you did some non-physical battle reports.
I've played a lot of Total War Warhammer and played a bunch of Blood Bowl, and got absolutely thrashed in the grand final of the league that I was in. Just showed up to the grand final, like, having lost 1 game, and get in there, and it's like, all right, I'll just try and pick the ball up. 1. That's cool. He rerolls 1. Okay, next turn. All right, fine. I'll punch someone. Basically, double 1. Okay, fine. I'll re-roll that. Double 1. Oh, that's how this game's going to go, is it? Yeah, I
Saved up your dice god hatred for that one moment.
Definitely hackers.
I made 1 action per turn for like the first 5 turns because I failed the first dice roll I tried to make every turn. And then on the 8th turn, I just went, nope, I concede. Bye.
I noticed in that league, in this one in particular, a few people have been absolutely hammered. My team's also been hammered in that team. It's just, it's brutal.
What?
No, different league.
Oh, in the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't need to talk about that league.
No, well, I haven't played that league for freaking weeks anyway.
Yeah, it's been brutal. I've actually managed to get 3 games in. of actual physical 40k on the tabletop, which you can actually see the remnants of the game I played today against Rob. His AdMech versus my Salamanders.
How refreshing.
It was actually. I worked out I hadn't played my Salamanders since the Salamanders Codex came out. And I have a feeling it probably even longer than that, because I grabbed my data cards, opened and went, ooh, they still smell new. Oh, they're still in order. Oh, wow. Okay. And then I went, oh, combat doctrines. What are they again? I had no idea what I was doing. I had one vehicle, one Land Raider. I bought the handprints. The hand of God came out onto the table.
Goddess, thank you.
Goddess, sorry. And with the Redeemer and the Flamers, oh my God, just straight up the middle, and he comes out with the tracked guys for the AdMech. I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
I just went,
Cataphrons?
and they were gone.
Yeah, they're your Cataphrons.
Cataphrons, yep. And just put that down, and I had 3 aggressors out there with their flame gauntlets, and then and there goes the other 3 Cataphrons. I went, holy crap! Who would have thought salamanders like flamers?
Salamanders and flames? Shock.
So it was a lot of. It was a really tight game, a lot of back and forth, and I think it was. I'm in front by 1, he's in front by 1, I'm in front by 1. It was like that until the end of turn 5. The game finished 16 all.
Oh wow!
That's a good game though, right?
Conclusive.
Nobody loves it, but it's a good game.
I had 1 model left on the
Gripping.
table.
Oh,
I had
Wow.
my Terminator Captain left on the table, and that was it. And he still had more. But he got too close to the captain. I went, all right, I'll swing back. The Drake Spider Hammer, if I roll a natural 6, it does 6 damage. And that killed his war boss. I went, hey, that's Slay the Warlord. Huh, and that's Assassinate. That's 16 all.
he's probably sitting going, "You fucking bastard! I'll get you later."
The other 2 matches I played again, it's him earlier, and with my Death Guard, I got slaughtered. I played a big game of Yarrick versus Gaz, which you'll see in the corner being streamed. Huge game, long day. The guns of the Catachan tanks are just far too much for Gaz and his boys. It was fun though. It was a lot of fun. But when the boys came charging over and saw 2 Punishers there who fired twice and then just went, and then there was no more boys, it was a good game.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Get your dice cup out.
Yeah, well, that's what, 20 dice twice times 2 tanks, yeah.
No. That's a dice bucket. I'm sorry, that is not a dice cup.
But Gaz, Gaz is intimidating, I got to tell you. Him coming down and just going, I don't want to, no, I don't want to. But
He has never been a slouch.
No, but then you
Big
have
boy.
Yarrick in the middle of the tanks, where he gets to re-roll hits and misses, not just once, all hits and misses. That's just against orcs, so if you're not playing orcs, you're okay. He's pretty devastating. So there you go, 3 games. Which, if you're following the ladder, Rob has now put himself into the top 5 with a win and a draw. So I think, Mark, you have to step up your game. And that's all I can remember. I know I'm on top because I just am. So.
Because you're playing, no one else is.
Moving right along.
Moving right along. All right, so there's our war reports, our hobby progress, new releases. That's our normal stuff. Should we move on?
Only if you insist.
I'm going to insist, but we'll go to our ad break first. Yeah? First, so we can have a deep breath for 30 seconds and then come back and start talking about other stuff.
That's enough to pour a wine.
Right, here we go.
We are Rollers, and we have the games for you. Be it board games, card games, dice games, or party games. You name it, and we have it. Find us online at rollersboardgames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at rollersboardgames.
From acoustic to distortion, Storyboard Concept is music that's honest, relaxing, and full ball rockin' music. Follow Colin at storyboardconcept.bandcamp.com. And we're back. Unmuted is even better.
Back.
So welcome back. Yes.
Guess who's back?
Hi, everybody.
Hi everybody. I did forget to put some plugs of our social links so you can find Our social links so you can find our games, our battle reports. You can find them on our YouTube channel, the RLG Real Loud Gamers. You can find it on our Facebook page, RLG40K. I'm looking over there because like I don't remember the damn things. It's terrible.
I don't remember the goddamn things.
Twitch, we've tried a couple of times to do a stream of Twitch. You can find it on /Redbelly, which you're watching right now. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Watching this right now.
Anybody that's familiar with the Red Belly Twitch will know about hello.
Hello. Of course, we got our Instagram, RLG40K, our Twitter, RLG OzGamers. Have I missed anything?
No.
Good.
Nah.
Cool. All right, so we're going to move on to part. Michael's scaring me. Is he frozen, or is he just? He has frozen. It's just weird.
He's back.
He's asleep.
It was kind of scary.
No, just Skype died.
Yeah, cool. All right,
Microsoft
so we're going to
product
show.
guy? No.
So 2 weeks ago, the 9th edition was announced by this video being shown. We were going to play this video, and then we're going to go, ooh, ah, Glenn McGrath. Hey folks, for the ones listening to the podcast, you won't be able to see the video, of course. You can check it out on Warhammer TV on their YouTube channel.
I think it's just a big bolt pistol.
I see a chainsaw. That's about the only thing I recognise from the Imperial
That
side.
is the film clip, and as you said, everyone's seen it. It's been 2 weeks. There has been over 1 million people who have viewed it, so yeah, you're probably right. Maybe we're not the first ones to show it. Maybe we're not.
Right?
Are you sure?
You're kidding me.
Maybe I
ran
take down
around
the
trying to stop
exclusive
everyone.
badge.
I mean, how dare GW show it before you?
I'm saying.
It's just rude.
It's just outrageous. So I think there's some key parts in that I think are worth at least going, ooh, ah, and on the podcast it's going to sound very interesting. But
No, that's pretty much podcast par for the course. I like it. Carry on. I agree. There's some excellent pieces in there.
What we're going to do, because yes, many people said it, we're going to go down the line, talk about 2 great things you've noticed about each faction that showed up. So you ready, folks? If I start, for
I'm
example,
ready.
I'll start off with the Astra Militarum. The things that oh my god, the things that pointed out to me was, Cadia, they're alive and well. Dang it! And
Sounds so disappointed there.
and the 2 thing, female guards person. Yes, I was just very happy to see that.
Guards person of the week, by the way, on the community forums.
Oh, I did see that. Yes, Isabel, your 2 things since that. I've gone out of order, but who cares, Isabel?
I think my 2 things were that we did focus on the females. Number 1, we had that female guardsman. We had a bit of emotion, a bit of empathy, like literally just watching their colleague die, and then watching a female from the sisters save the day, take out the Necrons. And so females were at the forefront, which is actually a really good thing for GW to be doing, because there isn't a lot for females to get involved, but there are female hobbyists. I mean, I'm pretty low-key, but maybe we need more of me. So that was
World
my big
handle that.
takeaway.
There you go, new episode 29. Can the world handle more, Isabel?
Yes, why not?
Michael,
No
what
one
did you
else
think
handles
from the
me.
Astra Militarum side of things?
I'm trying to think of what else there was beside what was covered. Like they
You'll
kind
have
of
to say the
there
same
at the
thing.
start.
You can copy me. It's worth it.
Well, yeah, like that was kind of it. There was a female guardsman, which was great. And hopefully we'll see some of that reflected in the model lines, not just in cinematics.
Yes.
And because Victoria Lamb can't be picking up all the slack on that front. GW needs to get off their ass and do it as well.
Well, they got that. Oh, they got the new exclusive one for the birthday for the Catachan. So hopefully that.
Yeah, but no, you know what? Big props, Michael. Yes, that is an absolute truth that needs to be told right there.
Yeah.
Not much else to say about the guard because they kind of show up and then they get wrecked and then
how
it
good
moves
did
on.
they get wrecked? Okay. So
I felt there wasn't enough bayonet charge.
Yeah, there should have been some motherfucking bayoneting that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they
1917.
stood up and
it
got
happens.
vaporized, but there was no bayonets fixed. I mean, come on.
How good is the Gauze weapon in action? That's awesome. Not safe for work, Mark. What about you, Astra Militarum style?
Astra Militarum style, they just looked like they were really wearing those pajamas quite well and dying quite a lot.
Yep, that's the job.
Just tradition.
Basically, they look just massively out-of-powered wearing linen pajamas.
There's something wrong with my helmet, sir.
It's on the ground with his head.
Goes.
Oh.
Stand fast, like guardsmen.
Yeah, basically Astra Militarum. It's just like, to me, it looked like, oh, well, they can be off the side again. Look, here's shiny female figs and here's a whole bunch of Ultra Smurfs.
Oh, God, Ultra Smurfs. Speaking of Ultra Smurfs, Necron, since you are the Necron player, what was the 2 things you got away with? Brought to your attention.
Well, when I was 15.
As a Necron, I got away with.
First thing I noticed is I'm going to have no money left. If I get over my temper tantrum, the fact that this has basically invalidated the appearance of 90% of my figures, and then I might be happy with it. Having said that, I do like the fact that we are starting to see a little bit of love for the Crons.
Well, I mean, has it really invalidated your existing models? I mean, it just gives
Just
you
looking
some
at
shiny
the
new
spoilers
ones.
you got your, what was it, Canoptic Spiders, you've got your Destroyers, which are now totally and utterly changed. You're looking at a brand new type of Warrior, which I think looks absolutely disgusting. You got the 3-legged Freak, which is now a running infantry type thing, and things that I don't have currently in my set.
Your
Things that I
Necron's
don't.
just got Primaris treatment.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised
true.
if you can keep using what you've got alongside that.
No, I don't think they're going to go to legend status.
No, they won't.
But I think,
Sorry.
and I do think it'll be fine. But the models, there's a chance that people might argue with that in I think exclusive or I guess unfriendly groups. I don't think RLG is one of those.
Yeah, I was about to say that is with the group that we are. No one is going to do it apart from
Well,
giving me
shoes,
shit
mate.
because I'm poverty. But yeah, if I'm not a tourney player, so I don't have to worry about that. I just won't be able to keep up with Michael buying my course before I even do.
So here's what the 2
Well,
things
I mean-
you took away from the Necrons. Here's 2 things you took away from the Necrons.
Just hardcore, like really hardcore. Just brutal, hardcore, emotionless. But the main thing I took away were they're going to be the next big bad. I think Chaos, alas, I think it might take a back seat.
Yeah.
I agree.
I believe it's my turn on the list. 2 things I took away: those Scorpic units look awesome. That's the big blade things and the big guy at the end who's even bigger than bigger. I'm going, oh my god!
The 3-legged mutants.
That looked awesome, and the imagery of the Scarab swarms just going at the Marines. I just went, yes, that's what a Scarab swarm's meant to do.
Yeah, I just hope they amp the Scarabs up a tiny bit to make them more useful at doing that.
Yeah. Michael, 2 things you took away from Necrons.
I really liked all the new Necron models. I think they look really cool. But I'm like a shameless, G-Dub fanboy half the time, it seems. I liked it. I just hope that they don't amp up those Scarabs because I remember how much of a pain in the ass Scarabs used to be.
Well, they were fantastic in 7th, 8th. They were friggin' useless.
They were fucking horrifying back in, what was it, 4th?
But that's what I envision of the Scarabs is just that swarm coming at you. It's a plague of them coming at you. It's just brilliant. And you'll chainsaw it. It's got to do nothing. You need to get some Aussies out there with the bottle hats and the corks hanging down.
Adeptus Australis.
Chapter Master Bruce.
Mark K, what do you
So-
take away from Necrons?
So I think they're trying to inject the character back in. That I think the Necrons lost around that sort of 6th, 7th kind of where they, or actually even really 8th, where they just sort of they lost that whole roll of dice at the end of the turn, and then they all stand back up, kind of dread and kind of horror about them.
I didn't see any of those ones stand up in that video.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that they kind of shamble a bit more and things like that, and they've sort of tried to bring the horror back that they originally had, where you didn't know much about them or anything like that, and it sort of turned your imagination on them. But really liking it, actually.
Yeah. All right. So the next people we were introduced to were the sisters. Michael, 2 things you took away from the sisters coming in.
I thought it was really cool to see them at all. It's great. I was expecting them to show up later in the edition because they're never on time. But
There's a theory.
I think it's going to be broken.
There's a theory. There's a theory that every edition ends when the Sisters Codex comes out. What was the last Codex released in 8th? Sisters. What was the last Codex released in 7th? Sisters.
But yeah, it was cool seeing a representation of their ability to heal themselves with their faith.
Oh, that was awesome.
And
how good was that? Fuck,
that was cool. That. It was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Just sack up and get over it. Just fortify.
Tits up and get over it. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's why I swapped to fortify.
Get that up there. Oh.
But yeah, it was really cool. Trying to select an army of them.
Yeah, Mark, good, great segue,
Yeah,
Mark.
I mean, for me, it was just that they were there. They
were the core. They were the core of the fucking show.
Yeah, but the thing is that, I mean, we see these trailer videos and things, and then they go and release like 5 sets of the models, and like, I don't know, it's almost like they're trying not to have these things be a thing. Weirdly enough, I'll believe that there's more to it when we see models in general circulation, because the fact that no one can buy them is, like, there's no point having them in a trailer if you can't go buy the models.
I hear what you're saying, because they've done that in the past, that's for sure. And you just get all excited of what is that.
It's a perfectly valid point when you look at what is clearly going to be a box set of Marines v Necrons. And the sisters were the main part of the trailer, if anything.
I have a theory on that, but we'll see.
Mr. Safe, not for safe for work, Mark. What about you?
It was nice to see them. After all the absence that there was, and there was the clusterfuck to do with the release when they came out. To me, it signifies that they are going to put a touch more focus on them this time. Maybe they are going to be the nemesis towards the Cron, not just general Imperium, but maybe the sisters will be. That's the opposite. That's the flick of them.
Yeah,
that's the feel I got, because they focused on that one sister being that holding point against the Cron force. Particularly, you see the Skorpek and whatever else is behind it. She's the holding point, and then she uses the others as reinforcements, not she's the reinforcements for the others.
Yeah.
So that's my feeling.
Full work of faith.
Yeah.
Isabel, what do you think of? I know it's meant to be. No, it is.
So, pie in the sky. I want to see a Sisters Crons box set.
Yeah, I would love it.
That's what I want.
And
what I want there to be a Sisters Crons box set, and I want the Space Marines not to take a back seat, but to be exactly what they've always been, the people you call on when other shit fails.
Yep.
I want that to be the case, and I think a Sisters Crons box set would make that reality.
I agree.
Don't think
it would
we'll
be
ever see
beautiful.
that happen, but yeah.
No.
I fucking want it though.
Even this play out, I think it'd be nice to see a box set that didn't have Marines in it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about something about that towards the end, but I don't think we'll ever see that happen.
No.
Unfortunately.
Ye of little faith.
For me, the sisters.
You cannot heal your Necron wounds.
Look, for me, talk about the sisters. Hopefully, look like they're going to play a big part in the world. If you check out their community sites and stuff like that, sisters are everywhere. The imagery and stuff like that. So to see if they're going to keep going with that, with models and storyline and stuff, was fantastic. The healing by faith was just awesome. The one thing I just want to point out is where she hit that Skorpic with her power sword, and it went, and I think that sums up power swords. I think they're shit, but that's...
I loved it.
I'd
I loved
rather
it.
a chainsaw than a power sword. Chainsaw went straight through his chest. Power sword, clang!
No, but what I also loved about that is she did that. She hit him in the leg and went, shit, that didn't work. But then completely moved into an immediate parry, which was an just excellent, Warcraft.
Yeah. I just wanted to highlight that power swords are shit. That was all.
Yeah, they are.
Speaking of
Unnecessarily
shit, Mark,
they
tell
should
us
be
what you
better.
took out of Mark K, the ones about the Ultramarines.
Well, I mean, they were showing off the whole new assault Primaris, and let's face it, we've all been kind of screaming for that since 8th, basically. And one of the things I've noticed with GW lately is they're leaning into the whole superhumanness of the Marines that they haven't really captured very well in the past. They've kind of just been like cannon fodder in most of the videos and stuff. So I mean, there's that, but I mean, on the whole, there wasn't a whole lot for Marines really in the video.
Sorry, not safe for work, Mark. You've got a bit of background noise there. I don't know what you've changed.
Well, I'm having lots of problems with my setup at the moment. Sound and video are dropping in and out.
Okay, so what do you think of the Space Marines?
They're shit. Get rid of them. No.
Well, they're a bloody about to, I think.
Yeah, for me, it connects in with my point that I said about the sisters. It was nice to see something else take the focus. Yes, I know the Smurfs are the crux of what's out there. They are the ones who come in to pick up the shit when the shit fails.
Yes.
And it was just very nice to see them disappear for a bit and get back on.
Oh, did we lose him? No.
I dropped in and out for a bit there, I think.
Yeah, you did, but I think we get what you mean. I mean, it was nice to see them represent in a video as not the protagonist. They are the people you call when you've got no one. They're the fucking A-team.
Yeah, that's the feeling I got from him this time. It's like, she's fucked. The Crons are coming around. They're going to kill her off. She needs some help. Oh, look, there's the ones who are there who are actually supposed to be the helpers, and they're going to help her out.
And then
here I come to save the fucking
That was
day.
the best part.
Yeah. It was nice to see them not OP.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is that, again, I mean, when they're charging with the scarabs and stuff, and you see them deflecting the scarabs and stuff all around and sort of dodging the fire and all of that stuff, you sort of get that feel that they've got like the extra reflexes and things that they constantly bang on about in the lore, but most of the time you just see them being mowed down like guardsmen.
But
what I would have liked to have seen
when the swarm did get one of the Marines, and anything can, especially in 8th edition, anything could take down anything. So then that Marine just sort of crumbled down because he was just overwhelmed. So they're not perfect either.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a guard regiment hit the scarabs at the same time, and you see the difference.
Yeah, that would not be pretty.
That would have been, but it also would have made it like far less, what is it, MA15 plus.
So so it's really trying to take away from the Marines. That was you for the Marines?
I know. Sorry. I just got finished talking. Look, I like the Marines. I was a bit concerned that, seriously, the biggest takeaway I had was an ultramarine with a red helmet, and I'm like,
that's law.
That's a sergeant.
Yeah.
From
I was actually going to ask that
second.
myself.
Used to be a sign of embarrassment. I can't think of the right word. When they stuffed
It was a
up.
sign of censure.
Thank you, censure.
During the heresy.
But because the guy who had been censured did so well during the heresy, they went, no, it's an honourable thing now.
Yeah.
That's the short version, people.
So because my experience with sergeants, because I'm telling you, even as far back as that, you couldn't get a sergeant with a helmet They wore no helmets. They did that because they were fucking better than everyone else. And they were like, I'm a sergeant, no helmet, let's go. Anyway, so that messed me up to start with. Aside from that, great. Loved it. I loved it. I liked the idea of Primaris because what they did was they amped up a lot of the other groups. And so the sisters, when you stand them toe-to-toe with a Marine, they're about the same size, which that doesn't make sense if they're pure human. So, okay, maybe they're genetically engineered humans. Maybe they're a little bit taller, a bit stronger. Maybe a lot stronger. Not like Space Marines, but then Primaris make it sense that it's like, oh, they're the next level. And I kind of like that. And I loved the way they juxtaposed that. When the Marine came in, felled that, Skorpek destroyer, and the sister looked up, the Marine's freaking head and shoulders taller. Yeah. And it was an excellent juxtaposition, but they just both stood there as representatives of the Imperium above a felled foe. It was great.
Yeah. So it's funny how when they stood up and the Space Marine started walking towards her, going, "Yes, I just saved your life." The wings of the Imperium Eagle right behind it is going, "Oh, the wings of the Angels of Death." Yeah, it's a nice little subtle background there. I don't know if everyone else saw it, but I did.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was just
beautiful.
going, that is brilliant.
Only a cinematographer would see that, and I didn't, so big up you.
And the cosmetic of that shield, where he picks up the shield and it's got a full skeleton on it. I was like, yeah, I love it. Practical? Probably not, but who cares?
Definitely.
That's awesome. And then just the charging in, because it's what we want to see. We don't want to see gun lines. We want to see them coming at each other with the big chainsaws and swarms. And if they can get that into the game again,
Michael, stop being so angry. You've gone Hulk.
Have I?
Has it on my screen? You're fine on my screen.
He's green on mine. But at least he's got a screen. My camera hasn't died. So,
yeah. So overall, Isabel, video excited?
Yep. Big thumbs up from me. I showed it to all my kids, and they're all going to have nightmares for a month.
Yeah.
For me, I showed my son because he's the Necron player, and he went and almost lost his shit, which I wasn't going to clean up. And I thought it was brilliant. I was really excited. Too much Ultramarine for me, but apart from that, Michael.
I didn't actually get to talk about what my takeaway from the Marines was.
What's your takeaway from the Marines, Michael?
I thought it was good that you saw Primaris, who've become kind of 40k-ified. When the Primaris were first released, they were very 30k-ish. They were all wearing the same armor, had the same gear. Their gear wasn't as embellished. It wasn't covered in skulls, and they didn't have bones, and they weren't wearing little pauldron shields. Whereas now, in 9th edition, they're 160 years into being 40k Marines instead of 30k Marines, and they're picking up more of the grimdark.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. I've got to say, I'm going to get into this later with the models, but agreed. I've got another angle there too.
So overall,
I liked it. I thought it was nice to see this really cool cinematic. Yeah. I thought it was nice to get a non-typical antagonist thrust forward with the Necrons, because realistically they are a galaxy-ending threat. They taking them seriously for a change is nice, and it was good to see more than just Marines on the Imperial side.
Yeah,
and the Marines not totally stealing the limelight.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Safe for work, Mark?
I basically just agree with everything everyone just said. So
awesome. Yeah. The Ultramarines are shit. You are right. Well done.
No. Mark, not safe for work. Mark hasn't had a go yet.
He's about to.
No, I'm behaving myself. I said that was shit right from the start, but I'm behaving myself. Being good.
Yeah. We've got the Ultramarine player there, and we've got a Necron player. We had to separate them on the video because it's just not safe.
They're just so fucking OP. It's just no fun.
The Emperor protects.
And then he fudges it as well. So let's not get into that.
Cool. So that's the video that showed us a couple of weeks back, which it was pretty exciting. Were we actually, any of us, surprised they were announcing 9th edition?
I was a touch.
Not massively.
Not me.
No.
I felt
I
like
thought-
the timing was interesting.
Do you
No,
think
I just thought they
the
might
whole
get some of their
COVID thing
codexes
pushed
out
it forward?
really first.
Totally off topic.
I mean-
do you think COVID pushed it forward because they couldn't sell anything, so they had to try and generate interest?
I suspect that was it.
That is absolutely an astute observation.
Well,
Definitely.
the thing that I liked about it was that we didn't have that 7 months of hype leading up to like the announcement. It was like,
Yeah.
oh hey, we got a big announcement. Bam, here it is.
Yeah.
There
They
was
didn't-
no like, disappointing, long lead up and disappointing drop.
Yeah.
They didn't fucking October the announcement.
Yeah.
So at the
They
end of
just
this,
did it.
remember
That is never going to go away, and
No,
it's
fuck
never not going to be funny.
that
No.
and the sister
Yeah.
gate. At the end of this, you will have to do your prediction of when Ninth will actually be dropped. So remember, work it out, get your calculators out, whatever.
Oh, I know.
31st of February.
When Corona goes.
I like it. 31st of February, lock it in. Hey folks, we realised that we had this episode go on for a very long time, so to make sure your ears do not get tired, we have split this into 2 parts. This would be the end of part 1. Exciting, I know. Edge of the seat stuff. Join us in part 2. It will be launched at the same time, so you should be easily able to find it. It's where we get a bit more into the rules that we know of, how the models look, and general excitement.